For mortgage advice tailored towards your individual needs, contact PGB Mortgages today. Let them guide you through your home buying journey. Contact details are in the description.
What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, how to deal with uncertainty, because it comes to us in our lives at different times and we all feel it at some point in our lives. And it can be extremely challenging. So I'm going to give some points and hopefully this can help you deal with uncertainty. So the first one is letting go of control. There is so much that happens in our lives that we can't control. We have some control over what happens in our lives, but ultimately there is so much that happens that we have no control over. You can be a guy that works on himself. You can be a guy that tries to always self-improve, always tries to be the most attractive man possible. But whether that girl gives you her number, there is an element of the fact that you can't control it. You know, you can present your energy to that girl, but is she going to give you her number? There's an element of what you can't control, which is why to an extent you're going to want to know if she is going to give the number, because you don't know, because it's not fully in your control. So ultimately what I'm trying to say here is there is so much that you can control, but there's also on the other hand, you know, there's so much that you can control, but on the other hand there's also elements and external factors that you can't control, and it's acceptance of that will help you deal with uncertainty in everyday life. The second way to deal with uncertainty is to live in the present moment. The past is done, the future is out of reach, but what you can focus on is living in the present moment. So what happened in the past is done. You know, you can still try and rectify and learn from past mistakes, but what happened in the past cannot be changed. What is going to happen in the future, we don't know and is out of reach. So what we can focus on is the present moment. What am I doing right now? You know, what am I doing right now to achieve my goals or to go where I want to go in life? And also living in the present moment can mean if there's something small to enjoy, or some small fun to be had, or small suspension of disbelief. So that could even be just watching a movie to take the stress away from what's going on in your life, if only for a couple of hours, or reading a book. You know, focus on the present moment, because the present is what's happening now. The past is done, the future's out of reach, but where you're at right now is in the present. So live for the present. I'm not saying never think about the past or think about the future, but live in the present moment. Don't constantly be living in the past because of what's done or worrying about the future. The last point that I want to make is be the best that you can be. Be the best that you can be, because ultimately, if you're facing uncertainty, which we all face at times, if you can say to yourself, I've done the best that I can in that moment, and that wasn't good enough, and I didn't achieve what, you know, I wanted to achieve, or, you know, certain things didn't work out the way I wanted them to work out, but I left no stone unturned. I did my absolute best. Then you can wash your hands and say, I did the best I could. I can't do any more. So if you can honestly say to yourself, I did the best I could in that scenario, in that situation, then that should be clarity in your mind that you did the best that you could. And that should help you deal with uncertainty for the future. You know, if you did the best that you could in a relationship with your girlfriend, for example, and you're uncertain as to whether it's going to work out, you did the best you could. If you applied for a job and you sent your application in the best way that you could, you know, you covered every single part that you wanted to cover in your application, and you're uncertain about what's going to happen in the future, you've done the best you could. You've done the best you could. And if you achieve what you want to achieve, great. If you didn't and it wasn't good enough, move on, learn and move on. And one final point I want to make is just trust in God's plan. Trust in God's plan. If you don't believe in God, just trust in the process and understand, whether you believe in God or not, understand that all will be revealed in the end. So dealing with uncertainty is hard. But you have to just try and understand that you can't control every situation. Live in the present moment, be the best you can be, and trust in God's plan. If you don't believe in God, trust in the process, and understand, whether you believe in God or not, that all will be revealed in the end. Whether you believe in God or not, all will be revealed in the end. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.